Hello, and welcome to In the Studio. I'm your host, Kristin Trent, and this program is brought to you by Davis Media Access. Today, I'm joined by a local organization, Davis Picks It Up. Thank you for joining us in the studio today, Cathie.
Thank you for having me, Kristen.
Excellent. So let's dig into what your community organization is all about. And I would love to hear, how big is the problem of litter in Davis?
Okay. We are a volunteer group of people that go out and pick up litter and trash in and around Davis to promote a clean and healthy environment um, and to do our part in the climate change. We strive to keep plastics, uh, chemicals, cigarette butts, toxic waste out of our waterways, consequently, out of our oceans. Um, Believe it or not, there's at least 14 million tons of plastic that ends up in the ocean every year, and it makes up for 80% of the marine debris that threatens wildlife, food safety, human health, and it also contributes to climate change. So we are just a happy group of people that just want to help keep our community clean.
Well, I love to hear that your community group is working so hard to help our community not contribute to all of those things you just mentioned. I want to ask you, what prompted you to start an organization like this, and how has it grown since the beginning?
Well, it's kind of a not a very exciting way of starting, but it was very. I realized it was very important. I was just walking around in my neighborhood one day on my usual walk, and I just looked around and noticed. I became very aware of the amount of trash and cigarette butts and cups and food wrappers and so forth right on our residential streets. And I just thought, oh, I can't have that. So I went back to my garage. I grabbed a litter picker, which I had from my mother from years ago, and a bag. And I literally just started going around the block picking up litter. And my husband thought, well, what are you doing? I said, I just can't stand it. I've got to pick up the litter. When I was finished that day, I just looked around and I thought, wow, I could do this. This is something I could do. I'd been looking for something to help the community during and after the pandemic. And I just thought, okay, I feel really good about this. So that's what we did. And then somebody stopped me on the street one day while I was picking up litter off Cowell from Sacramento Picks It Up and stopped, got out of the car, talked to me for probably an hour about what they do, which is what very similar to what I was doing. So I thought, well, sure, I could do this. I might be able to get 7 or 8 people if I was lucky to help me. But in 18 months, we've graduated to over 415 members. And we've picked up over 9 tons of trash in Davis so far in 18 months. So that's how we started. I figured if we don't keep Davis clean and safe, we're going to end up like the big cities, Sacramento, San Francisco, Philadelphia, all the big cities. And if that comes to fruition, we have a bigger problem than we think. And we want to be, Davis Picks It Up wants to be a part of that solution. We want to work as a team. We want to keep Davis as clean and safe as possible.
Wow. So, what I'm hearing is that from humble beginnings, your organization is making a huge change. How does litter in Davis make its way to the ocean?
Well, the stormwater leaves our streets downtown, and it moves its way to the ponds, then into the wetlands, and it goes into the Sacramento River and directly into the San Francisco Bay. So uh, we want to keep that stuff as much as we can out of the waterways. It's clogged, it's debris, it's wet, it's moldy, it's unhealthy. There's things in there that we don't want in the water. It's very toxic. So we just we're just a group that we have so much fun, and we feel good doing it. We feel like we're doing something. When we've finished a job and we turn around and look at what we've done and how much we've cleaned, it just gives us a great sense of accomplishment and like we've accomplished something. We get out, we exercise, we get out in the sun, we meet new people, uh, we become well known. We are becoming well known. We're making a difference. It's been noticed. We hear it all the time, how much better it looks than it did, say, 3 years ago. So we're just doing our part and we enjoy doing it.
Now tell me, Cathie, what types of people engage in this work?
Well, we have lots of different people that work in our group. We have through the high school, Davis High School, we have the Ocean Conservancy and the Climate Action Group, who are very involved in coming out. They have actually started cleaning up the Davis campus. Now, this was going on last year. This year, after the new year, I haven't been in touch with the new chair of that, but they clean up their campus once a month, and we supply all their equipment for them. We take it over there, and they do their little cleanup for a couple hours. And when we were over cleaning in that area the other day, we noticed how much cleaner the Davis High School looks. It was atrocious, and it looks so much better. Um, and it's just because when people throw trash, other people throw trash. When trucks dump their stuff out on County Road 32A, other people dump their trash. So when it's clean, it tends to remain cleaner. So we like what we're doing. We've got somebody from Cool Davis that's for sustainable living. We've got a Recology regional director, his wife, and their dog Scout. We have UC Davis Seedlings, which is a group to help a greener community on campuses and to connect with other campuses in nationwide. We're listed in the National Directory for PAL, which is People Against Litter. And we have many other great people from all walks of life, medical field, doctors, teachers, just a very diverse group of members, which we're really thrilled to have.
Well, it's wonderful to hear that you have such a vast group of volunteers that are stopping the cycle of remaining complicit in the trash issue. Now tell me, have you found anything interesting while picking up trash around in Davis?
Yes, we have. We always find interesting things. And we have a group of individuals who like to share, oh, look what we found, look what we have. And sometimes I put the funniest thing we found on our Facebook page. So a couple that come to mind is I was over cleaning up Nugget and Starbucks area on a regular basis, and I found $100 bill. I didn't know it was $100, that it was not, that it was legitimate. So I had to take it to the bank to find out, and it was. The most interesting thing I think we found recently was we were on 32A, County Road 32A. There was a picture of it there with us working that you flashed. We found a suitcase, and we usually try to open things, backpack, suitcases, to make sure there's nothing harmful, or anything in them. So when we open it up, a pretty large wild lizard jumped out. Now, we couldn't figure out how the lizard got in the suitcase. He was completely secured in there. He couldn't get out. There's no holes. It was zipped. The only thing we could think of is there were some other items that probably were thrown off to the side, a mattress and a few other things. did somebody throw this off out of their car? We don't know. But I happened to have somebody, a naturalist that was with me, and she took the lizard, and he was very, very upset. But you just kind of think, how does that happen, and who would do that? But there you have it. The most rewarding, I think, was we found a wallet in a bag that had been, the wallet had been stolen in Dixon in the Walmart. And I found it and I looked through it to see if there was any contact information. So happens she goes to the same exercise club that I was going to at the time. And I contacted them. They contacted her, and she was absolutely thrilled because it saved her $5,000, and she got all her grandkids' pictures back and all of her notes and things back. It was a massive wallet, it was huge. And someone had taken the credit cards out and used them, but all the rest of her items, which she was more happy about, the pictures and so forth, that really made our day. It just was such a happy. We looked in the bag, we saw the wallet, it looked like it was stolen, so she was able to let the police know they had a case, and she got her $5,000 back. So that was the
What an
most. I think that was the most
incredible
rewarding.
story.
And
It
then we
sounds like
find what's that?
it
I'm
sounds like
sorry.
you're crime fighters and trash picker-uppers all in one.
We are, and we do find syringes, vapes, cigarette butts, and we're very happy to get those off the street. So the children that ride home from school or back and forth, or for anybody for that matter, don't have to deal with them or see them on the street. So we remove a lot of those things and look for those things to get them off the street.
Excellent. So tell me, in the 100-degree summers of Davis, what keeps volunteers hard at work for this cause?
You know, it's interesting because here we are. It's not this date, but when we did this was our uh, very first event, May of 22. And, but on another day in the summer when it was like 102 degrees, we were out here in this very area. And, you know, I don't know what it is, Kristen. People just like to come out to help. They, we just do it. It's just not, we do it in the cold. Uh, we don't typically go in the rain, but when it's hot, we just go. We've got it scheduled, and we very seldom have to reschedule an event for whatever reason. And we just go out and do it. And we have fun, and we laugh, and we find funny things. We find little money, you know, pennies and dimes, and people get excited about that. And I don't know what it is. I never thought that we would be doing trash pickup off the streets. That did never ever occurred to me. And now I look back and I think we really enjoy this. I don't know why. It's not for everybody, but it's something that we can do, and we just have a great time. We have just a great time, and they just come out. Sometimes we have 30 people, sometimes we have 3. It depends on the event, it depends on the time of the year. They just want to come out and help.
So, Kathy, how can our viewers get involved?
Well, we're on Facebook at Davis Picks It Up, DPIU. That's our acronym, and it's a dash. The other way is through the email at Davis Picks It Up at gmail.com, and it's on the screen there now. That's the best way. We have Facebook, but for those who are not on Facebook, we have Google Groups, which is an email that goes out to all the other people that would like to be on the list. We send out newsletters. We send out photos of what we've been doing. We send out information on what's going on in the climate, what's going on with other pickup groups, news, educational information. So those go out then to everybody. They're on Facebook, but they also go out in the Google groups. And we do have some members and some activity through Nextdoor. So those are all the ways that they can get in touch with our group, find out more about it, see if they're interested in uh, coming out. We have all ages, so anybody can come. Work at your own time, your own speed. If you want to join us, you can join at the last minute. It just doesn't matter. Whoever shows up, shows up. If they don't show up, they'll come another time. That's our philosophy.
Well, Cathie, it has been such a pleasure to hear about your organization and all the ways that you're helping our community combat litter. Once again,
Thank you.
I would like to thank you for this episode. I'm Kristin Trent. This has been In the Studio, brought to you by Davis Media Access. Thanks for joining, folks.
Thanks so much.